the key for Envy in this matchup, especially on CT, stat drop, zone control, because that was the only reason LDLC was able to pick up rounds on the T side. And going over to the T side, Envy was just phenomenal. Going for the simple strats, it just pretty much rushed B, and it worked nearly every single time.
The playoff strat.
Yeah, the playoff strat. Yeah. So no, I said at the start of this show, I think that if it goes down to Cobblestone, then obviously I think Envy is going to win.
Okay, and you haven't changed your mind on that?
No.
Okay. If they are going to win, or LDLC are going to win, I'm going to say here, they have to make adjustments of their own now. So how do they approach Cobble? What do they take out of what they learnt yesterday, and what can they use against Envy to beat them at the range? We see this so many times where teams play the same map again, and the other team wins because they've figured out why they were so good the first time round.
Well, I think for starters, Twanu has to have a better series. I think utilizing that AWP on Cobble is always very, very important. And I think Sixer today has been very, very good. So going up against him isn't going to be like sort of an easier task than maybe you'd expect it to be. And like other than that, like we know that Maniac, at least in terms of numbers, has been at least at a decent level every single time. It's somebody else that you need to see stepping up and going a little bit more aggressive. I think Alex in the games like later in the day on Cobble was very good at holding down drop. Now, if he can do that again, I think that's a massive win factor for them. But again, he's been very sort of up and down. Like in the frags, like early in the day, he was pretty poor and then came back. So it's still definitely possible that they do take it. It's just that individually they need to do better. And again, if they start letting Happy like sort of just run out plat and kill people, or do what he was doing in sort of the pistol round where he just sort of snuck out drop and was just all the way around the back, you think that's a spot you need to be controlling. So don't let Happy do what Happy likes to do.
All right, okay. Well, we are moments away from our third and final game to find out which of these two teams goes to Mykonos. Let's head into the game right now with LDLC versus Envy. Game number 3. It's all on the table for this one. Which one's going to the shop to pick up the suntan lotion? We'll find out at the end of this particular map on Cobble.
Yeah, this is it. It all comes down to one. All comes down to, I think it's quite fitting that we've actually started with Cobble, or finished with the Cobble. There was also a lot of Cobble all the way through, but let's just ignore that factor.
And yeah, it's the same teams as well that plays the same map at the start and the end of the tournament. I gotta say though, LDLC really needs to step up their game if they want to have any shot at going to Mykonos. And as you pointed out before going into the game, Twanu, for me, is the big problem right now for LDLC. And going up against Sixer, wow, he had such a good game over on Overpass. Let's see if he can replicate that form here on Cobblestone.
Any scoped weapon in his hand seemed to be deadly, and that's scary. That's very, very scary. Existence already spotting out a few players early into this round, so that's important in terms of info. Something that's very difficult on this map, and the boost actually comes in early on. And we talked about controlling drop. Hey, just go aggressive and take drop, and it's Maniac once again. First kill goes their way. The split now becomes a little bit more difficult because, okay, they still have the potential, but they've had to move a second player back over. It looks like they've sort of done what a lot of players do, where they make a hell of a lot of noise over towards the A-holes, and then they look to fall back. But instead, they're looking for some sort of A split / A fake.
Indeed, it does. We've got 2 players from Envy right now going over towards B, and it does look like they want to go for... No, in fact, they do not want. They just go for the fake sound up at drop, and we've got Sixer just looking to make something happen on B plat, but the bomb is still over towards A for Envy. Oh, but Alex, you dirty dog. What are you doing?
Well, if he's British, he's a bulldog, right? That's
yeah.
That's the typical one.
They're normally dirty.
Okay. Don't know about that, but we'll see. He's coming from behind. And it is going to be Alex going down, in fact, and another kill for RPK, turning it on his head and hits the head and gets one through the door. Twanu is now gone, not going to have any impact in this round, and swings and roundabouts. Maniac in from behind. Devil looking to try and sneak through. Does manage to get out. RPK going to take the aggressive face versus him. Does have support. Devil now able to just sort of keep switching between 2, hoping he can connect 1 shot at least, but it's not going to happen. Dropped. And Envy will take the pistol. Another big round involving pistols and involving this man. Just look at, like, you know that that's exactly what he's thinking. I've hit the dink, and it's all calculated.
Yeah, and Twanu just having the worst game of his life over on Overpass ends up getting that. against him in the very first round here on Cobblestone. It's not gonna feel good for them. And we got the Mac Daddy buy coming in from EnVyUS. Interesting. Obviously, LDLC has
It's Return of the Mac.
Yeah, Mac Daddy.
You realize Return of the Mac is an actual song. Like, that's why I said it. Return of the Mac.
I haven't heard it. So that just flew right past me. Anyways, Happy doesn't care. He's on to killing Alex.
I'm disappointed. We're playing that song the second this ends. Happy will start things off. It's slightly ruined by the oomph with the Max, but it's not bad either way.
Leave it to XMS to screw up the perfect round, right?
Yeah, he's still going with the Tech 9. He's living in the past. That's what's going on at the moment. But here we go. They're running straight into a stack. There's 3 players at the moment on the site itself. 1 around drop. We'll see if they can do it with all of these Mac 10s or if the pistols will prevail once again. Maniac blind in the corner. Caught out within seconds, and he's the one holding from behind. Instead, the tank lives on, still doing more damage. He has support from Happy as well, along with Scream. And yeah, all of those SMGs will be continuing, leaving it 2-0.
Another great round from RPK. And LDLC, obviously, they've been showing up their pistol skills throughout this final, but that round they didn't really have much to say. However, we saw them with a clean eco earlier. That worked out fine for them. And EnVyUS decided to invest into an AK this round.
Yeah, no point rebuying another SMG when you already have 3 saved.
Well, you say that, but we've seen that a couple of times throughout the qualifier, haven't we?
Mainly on Happy, though.
Yeah,
it's just that he doesn't want an AK as of yet. Maybe doesn't trust himself. And also the way he plays as well. He just likes running in these sort of rounds. So, understandable. RPK, actually, because he survived in the last, so he must have dropped one of the Mac 10s over. Maniac, actually going to be able to find a pick at least. It doesn't net him anything, but it's potential now, as RPK is actually alone in drop. If they could somehow get this AK out of his hands, that would be magnificent, but he's spinning around, and actually, that timing's so important, because he gets knifed. That would have been a backstab knife and given Devil $1,500 and an AK. Instead, RPK, 180 headshot. I think we're back in COD.
And so far, only 1 player dropped for them as well, so looking good for Envy. It's up to Existence now to try to take some money away from Envy. He's got the new favorite gun, Tom. Calling the return, obviously.
Well, it's one of those things where nobody's into the next round, so Existence is just going to try and take somebody with him. Sixer's the man with the most HP, so he will challenge for the fight, and none of them go down to the bomb. So, 3-0, somewhat expected after the pistol win. But this is it. So he obviously very low on HP, and he knifes him in the front. So if he doesn't turn round, he gets knifed and drops an AK. Instead, he keeps the AK and embarrasses Devil with a failed knife kill.
It's all down to math, basically.
Math and a little bit of science.
A little bit of science. Envy. A lot of pressure towards that B-bomb site, but have stalled.
Wah, wah, wah. Not the start they were looking for. Devil actually, he's gone for this MP9 once again. He does have the kit and head armor as well. But they haven't actually kept that many SMGs into this round. So Envy with 4 rifles and 1 UMP still surviving on XMS. And in terms of their setup, relies very heavily on one man performing. And unfortunately that one man is a man who's had real trouble so far. Hopefully, it's a different map, it's a different time. They're only 1-1. This is where they have to wake up. And let's see, pushing into the scope of Tuanu. Can he have the impact we so desire? No, he can't. Misses the shot. Caught between 2, and now they're going to go barreling onto this side. There's 2 players already here. 1 in the corner, Existence up above. Alex just going to hold. Simple kill for him. Gets a second, almost a third as well, as Sixer is low, but Happy turns things back. Devil, well, this weapon may not be appropriate for a retake. There's an M4. Is he going to go for it? It doesn't look like it. He doesn't want to try and ruin his old team with a 1 versus 3. Instead, he'd rather keep the kit and that trusty M4 along with his armor into the next round.
Good, safe decision. Although, I have to say, throughout the qualifier, I feel like we've seen little of the 1v3, 1v4 situations. Like, feels like the players are playing stuff a lot more safe. And to me, that just kind of underlines the fact that the winner goes through to Mykonos, and it really means a lot to these teams to go to that big tournament up against the big teams, and obviously the luxurious place you're going to go to as well.
And not forgetting seeing Red Eye in his trunks. Like that's the biggest prize, right?
Yeah, in real life, you can actually touch his bottoms as well. I've already been there, and I can tell you it's...
Of course you have. Of course you have.
It's as good as it sounds. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, God.
All right. Devil, obviously, able to save that weapon, but other than that, we got pistols.
The better buy, of course.
The better buy for LDLC for some reason.
And RPK. P250 King.
Yep.
Although he's, to be fair, he's been pretty good all the way across the board. I think we should go back to Alex and have a look at Mr. Krabs. Oh, look, it's Mr. Krabs on the wall. Do you know that?
Mr. Krabs?
No, that should be the call out. That's Mr. Krabs.
Oh, yeah. I've never noticed that before.
My friend Rob pointed that out to me, and I was laughing for a long time. There's one on Mirage as well. So if anybody wants to go and like take a picture of every single Mr. Krabs, you can. In the meantime, Setup has come in, pushing onto, guess who? It's going to be Maniac this time. Switch things away, no longer having that AWP on Twanu. He's back on B. A little bit of a patient play coming out from RPK as he makes sure that nobody can go aggressive towards this B side of the map. And actually, they're doing the same again. Make as much noise as we can over towards the A side of the map, hoping that we'll force a rotation. And it looks like Alex is a little bit tempted. He's sort of edging towards those connector doors. Instead, now RPK is going to be the one leading the charge. He was the lurker before. Instead, Twanu's head is gone within seconds. The entry frag from Mr. RPK has been incredible. Bit of damage being done, though. The rifle gets one, Alex gets one. He actually finds the rifle in return. Can't do anything more, though, as XMS decapitates him. Leaves it onto Maniac with that deadly P250. No, there's a player behind, and unfortunately that keeps him caught between two worlds. 5-0. EnVy looking for more of the same.
What's nice about that is that he managed to take that AWP off of Sixer, and his teammates did not bring that back in time. So that's a lot of damage to their economy. And,
Still got quite a bit though.
Of course they do, but in the end he couldn't really win that round.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much the max he could get out of it. Good little defensive setup in B halls. I like that. Watch out for the boost.
Yeah, just making sure that nobody can go aggressive, which has been something they did actually in the pistol round. You have to remember how well that pistol round actually started off with Maniac getting that first kill, and it looked like it was going to be falling their way until, again, it was RPK to step up in that round. T-side yet to be dedicated to either side. Maybe expecting a bit more aggression from the CTs, and for that matter, they're actually going to be waiting. Twanu has gone from being quite aggressive with his AWP to all the way back towards SWAT. In fact, on top of SWAT. Not the most common spot in the world, but let's see if it works for him.
It's a good thing to try to change things up when you're not delivering the goods on your normal setup. Can get behind that choice.
Interesting thing is they would have known that Happy has actually dropped in, and that's why they've got RPK just waiting. So he's holding the angle, and Happy has 100% faith in his teammate to be holding that angle, because if not, he's dead. Like that's pretty much it. It's nice to see. Again, small factor. 25 seconds left, and they've left it very late. But it is going to be the split through drop. Going straight out, RPK leading the charge once again, and he still gets the opening kill and a second as well. Maniac tries his best to respond, but nothing can stop RPK at the moment. It may have not started as his series, but the last two maps have been all RPK. 6-0 is confirmed. Twanu and Existence are left to save on A. And what do you even do? What do you do if a man is just walking into a site and killing you every single time?
That's the thing, though. I feel like LDLC is not really doing anything wrong. It's just all down to the duels. Always going in the way of EnVy. And RPK, like, he gets the second frag that round.
Yeah, I don't know how he
I don't understand that. So it's all down to the LDLC players not hitting their shots.
Okay, man on tree to be fair, did have to turn around, but at the same time, he was already tagged very, very low. And of course, EnVy are going to be trying to take these weapons. Twanu again, he misses a close shot, hits the no-scope, of course. Peeks out and actually takes down another. So, a couple of kills. Not going to be hugely impactful. Well, not going to be impactful really at all. It means a couple more rebuys. And now we're going to see the pause. Now, last time they did it at 7-2 in the first half, it made a big difference. Then they did it again in the second half of the last map, and it did nothing. So, a bit hit and miss with the pauses. Clearly, there's something that needs to be changed here.
Yeah, and I think basically they're just talking about the next round. I don't see them buying into this, but at the same time, they're starting to fall.
They could drop 2 rifles, and then they still have the AWP. But then you're basically saying, okay, if we lose this round, then we don't have any money for the next. And you don't really have them on the back foot. Like, it's not like EnVy are in a position where it's like, oh yeah, we're going to have to eco if we don't win this round. They're still going to buy. They are going to go for it. I can't say I'm overly surprised.
No. They need to start picking up rounds for sure. And I mean, they're beyond the point where they can play safe with the economy, really. They need to start getting rounds. Has
Devil's MP9 been successful once in the last 2 days? Oh, that's a nice double nade. Happy. Is that... Nope. No, I'm good, guys. We just got double naded. There's at least a couple of players there. Let's fall back for now. Are they actually just going to go running straight into A? That would be a brilliant read off of them if that is what they're doing. Of course, they saw a lot of nades going in, so it's a reasonable gamble that there aren't going to be as many players over towards this side of the map. In fact, Existence is into the long spot. It has been a quick rotation from Twanu. What can he do with the AWP? Catches one. He doesn't need vision to AWP. Maybe that's it. When he can't see, he's a little bit more confident. Peeks out for a second, gets it as well. Here we go, Twanu, but traded out eventually by 6. The Devil tries to pick up the AWP in possibly the worst situation ever. And the flank on the flanker is going to catch out. You've been out-lurked, Mr. Existence, by the Master Happy. However, it will come back to the 1v1. Sixer, who was phenomenal on overpass. Maniac, I would say, has been the best player for the whole of LDLC. Can he do this? He's actually going to switch things up from behind. Now, they do know roughly where Sixer was before. He's played this absolutely perfect. And finally, finally they get around. It would be off the back of him, of course. But Twanu does have a big impact in that round. Big impact.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's back into it now. And the change has been, obviously, that he's playing a bit more defensive. And it seems to be a style that suits him more right about now. So, well, we'll have to see, though. LDLC, obviously, if they lose this round, it's not going to be good for them.
Look, an MP9.
Oh, wow. Devil. I've never seen you pick up that before.
Yeah, other than anti-ecos, I genuinely don't know if we've seen a single kill come out with that MP9. So if I'm wrong, please correct me, but I just don't think it's been a success. Where's he actually going to be? Where's he going to be playing? Close. It's understandable. The position isn't bad. It just means if you end up in a retake spot, you're basically screwed. Twanu. There we go. Scream is down. Looks for a second. Can't quite find it, but he does have support. Flashes into middle as well to try and take a bit more of a re-peek. Actually gets the kill as well. Twanu's on point. XMS will be able to trade, but takes a lot of damage in the meantime. Okay, maybe a little bit too much there, trying to no-scope through the smoke, and he's going to be caught because of it. 3-on-3 occurs, and if you look at the amount of utility that's still left over on this EnVy side, here we go! Finally an MP9 kill comes in, an impactful one as well, as he takes down the Master RPK. From 12-2 to 12-3 as he gets just his third death on the board. But at the same time, the bomb's still over towards this A site. Flashbang thrown over. Peak going to come out from XMS, who only has 12 HP. Alex will avoid his vision, at least for now. Maniac going to be left slightly blind, but not anything that affects him too much. And XMS is just going to try and sneak through here. 6 around the corner. Knows exactly where his opponent is, but the same can be said. 20 seconds coming up on the clock, and it has to be down to XMS. He's going to be sneaking through, doesn't check the angle properly, and now the bomb's been dropped. Alex with a big play. Twanu again being impactful in this round, and they do at least convert a couple, but the pressure is not off yet.
Twanu just seems like the kind of player that needs to get a couple of frags to get up his confidence, and once he gets there, he starts racking up kills. So well done by him, and obviously this is what LDLC needed to get their AWPer back on track. 2-6, following a pause. So will we see the same as we've seen in the first map from LDLC?
Yeah, the other thing to mention is RPK's been isolated at the last couple of rounds, which has been important, but looking like EnVy are going back to basics. Smoke's going to be thrown down. A couple back in return to try and deny some vision at least. Not actually pushing behind a lot of these nades at the moment, but here we go. Looks like they're going to leave the Tech-9s to lead the charge. Flash goes out. Yet to really push into the site. Counter flash will be thrown. Alex sprays one, and the flash is perfect. It saves him at least for now, but RPK, again, he's managed to get himself 2 back. Continuing forward the way he's been playing. Molotov will force Maniac out of position, but he's managed to sneak through. Just away, Happy seems clueless. Can RPK sneak in from behind? Twanu has no idea. A couple of kills come in, and it's an assist even on that kill for RPK. He's been the master in this round, even flashing for his teammate as Happy gets a second, and they couldn't shut him down for long. What is going on?
RPK, instrumental for EnVyUS, 15-3.
So he gets 3 kills, an assist, that I think Maniac was down to 20 HP, and then he flashes for the final kill. Yeah. He's an all-round player.
He's carrying every single role right now. And it's not like EnVy is playing bad like the other players, but
no.
RPK is just playing that much better. And we're back on a little bit of a force buy from LDLC. Only one SMG in play. Other than that, we got pistols.
Oh, it's an MP9.
Oh, right, okay.
Haven't seen that before,
Ah, he's been phenomenal with it, so it makes sense.
1 kill.
Impact.
To be fair, it was actually on RPK, so that 1 kill is worth about 4 at the moment.
Yeah, that's true.
15-3 overall.
Lining up for the perfect Molo. Gonna force Alex out, no.
Yep.
Forces him in, actually. And we might be able to see the new 5-7 in action, as long as Alex just holds still. Supposed to be more powerful now.
First few bullets. More accurate.
Yeah.
Again, not sure that was necessary, but let's have a look-see. Sixer and Co going to be making their way around long. Couple of players still left near the drop situation. There's actually 3 players all the way over to the left side of this bomb site. So if the Ts go through mid, they're not going to see very much up until the point where they get very, very close. 35 seconds up and coming on the clock. Happy, of course, back to his lurking style, but it works when somebody's going off like RPK, so it's absolutely fine that he's just sticking around the back lines if they can actually get the opening picks without him. Of course, mainly pistols. Now they spot out where this stack has come in. RPK gets 1, XMS with the other. Alex on the site, what can he do? Absolutely nothing. And already, well, at least they had an MP9, right?
Yeah, and it did do a little bit of damage with it. Wow, 8-2 lead, and EnVy has just broken Team LDLC's pause magic, it seems. And doesn't bode well.
I'm going to do some amazing maths here. Before the pause, they'd won 0 rounds.
Yep.
After the pause, they won 2.
Yep.
Now, 2 is better than 0.
Absolutely, I agree with you there, Tom.
So it had a bit of impact, but the main thing that seemed to happen was that RPK got picked. I know that's the worst analysis in the world. Okay, XMS. Just, can he get it? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Ace, eco-ace. He'll push himself up the board.
Is that the first one this qualifier? I think it is.
It may be. I think that I have just got a funny feeling there was 1 more at least.
We've been very close with Santaris once. There we go. Get that beautiful ace up on the screen for you. Like, we've been making a lot of jokes, of course, about the eco frags, but in the end, considering they're up against LDLC, who's shown to be very strong with the pistols, that is actually well done.
Second pause. And it is looking like more of the same. Not the most complicated strats. They have been playing much slower than we saw yesterday. They've been waiting until, say, 30, even 25 seconds to actually execute onto the site, but it doesn't seem to matter that much when they execute. It's just their players are just out positioning, out aiming, just better. Like, even when it comes to just like pop flashes and stuff, they seem to be catching a lot of players blind, and then it just gets into this sort of rhythm of, okay, we buy, we save, we buy, we save, we buy, we save, and that's just exactly where EnVy are going to decimate you.
But I like that shift in pace from EnVy, considering they played this map yesterday, and LDLC probably expected fast-paced play from EnVy, and EnVy is a side that can play with, well, let's say deeper strategies. And so far it's been working out great for them, so LDLC is looking to have a massive upward struggle when they eventually change side over to the T side.
And once again, it is a buy. Glass Cannon Orc for Twanu, which actually in this map has been one of the more impactful weapons, more impactful players. It's still Maniac, who we look to a lot of the time. Actually brought them their first round in the clutch situation. They don't have much utility to play with at all, and this seems to just be playing perfectly into the hands. Like, we get down to 55 seconds, still a lot of time at the moment. And they've got one flashbang and one smoke, no kits. And only 2 players over towards this B site. Just, again, it's that early noise that they make over towards A, which just drags away a couple of players, or 1 player in this circumstance. Now, Maniac's position is a good one, if it's not Molotov'd out. They have 3 Molotovs. Drop control has just gone completely. The rotation is going to be coming back in, but Molotov down, peeks into it. This time he can't get anything, and it is a simple trade. Alex will be able to get 1. He was the turning point in some of the matches they had here, but not this time. Sixer is going to shut him down as well, leaving Twanu and Existence. The AWP and the IGL. IGL also top fragger in the last map, but let's move past that point. A couple of low players. As I said, they don't have a kit. They don't have any utility. So it's all going to be based off a pick. If Twanu finds 1, then maybe they go for this. Otherwise, it's likely they'll just have to save their weapons. It's actually Existence to open things up. Gets a kill at least, but they've got to move very, very quickly in this situation. Otherwise, things are done. Scream knows this as much as anyone else. Pop Flash himself out. Spots the man on the bomb. They have actually cleared off 1 more. And so close, but so far, because Scream takes the round. And it's still just not quite enough for LDLC.
It draws a little bit of a picture for us. I mean, Envy, we've been talking about RPK all along here on Cobblestone. And when he's down, they still got Scream. So, I mean...
That must be, like, the greatest thing ever. It's like, well... So, if things go bad, we still have a nutty player. Just like someone who's absolutely ridiculous. Scream just like, oh, guy, yeah, you need... Yeah, no problem. Yeah, 2 kills every day.
Saw that a lot on Inferno
I can do
as well.
4 with a Deagle.
He was insane that game. But they eventually lost. This time around, though, they're looking very strong as Happy drops down.
Every single player on LDLC actually buying a smoke in this round. So they do have a little bit more stopping power than we've seen before. Still no kit. Twanu obviously not buying armor either because he wants that AWP, which I think is the right decision to make. Problem is, if they go B so late in the round, his impact is diminished severely. Risky game being played there. Shoulder peeking and goes down to just 21 HP. Can he do anything back with the pistol? No, he cannot. Alex, however, will. So that's going to be 1 at least. Can he retrieve the weapon? I'm guessing it's up the top of drop, so that's probably a no, but he will send Twanu as his little errand boy to go and get it. Oh, actually going to do boost the other way. Well, they're not going to boost the other way. All right.
Come on, Alex, you can do this. Oh, all right.
Actually, Devil's going to be able to get another one. So they've got a couple of AKs now, which is a nice little save. Of course, Envy about to get their 11th round on the T side. So although it's nice that they're getting some weapons to play with in the next round and it will be a bolster to their economy, it's still getting to the point of no return. And I feel like they have to get the last 2 rounds to at least give themselves a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. There's 0 impact on Envy's economy from LDLC picking up those guns, but it's more about bolstering their own economy, which they need. But saying that, they've had a couple of rounds where they've been fully stacked out with weaponry and grenades, but not much impact. LDLC is just struggling to find a way into this game right now. And what I would like to see from LDLC, even though it's a little bit late, but they need rounds, I want to see more offensive plays coming out from them, because at this point, the game is pretty much lost for them. They need to start taking more risk, maybe go for that boost, even though it's always going to be hard with Envy having that counter boost.
Or just do more what they did on Inferno. Set Twanu up with the AWP on plat, and then rotate a player off. And give your A position a little bit more of a bolster. The problem is, it's now going to be a faster play coming in for Envy. Twanu is now on B, and he started things off. He does miss the second, hits the third. That's a nice shot onto RPK, who's an important player to have removed. And now it's going to be Scream and Happy, actually in a detrimental position here. A man down, plenty of time. Alex goes peeking in, and Scream will take that shot all day. Back to the taps, but lost to Maniac. And Happy on the AWP. 1 versus 2. This would be the final kick in the teeth. If he can take this, he's going to be waiting to see if anybody will push in. He actually hits the shot on the corner of that smoke as well, leaving it down to Maniac. Once again, we've said he's been the player to actually win them one of the only rounds they've had, but it won't be this time. Happy wins the clutch. And as you said earlier, it's nice to have someone like RPK up that top of the board, but it's not because everybody else is playing bad, as we've seen in the last 2 clutches, 1 from Happy, 1 from Scream.
Super lucky with that little gap in the smoke, but he spots the gap and he decides to take advantage of it, so that's a smart call. Ends up winning the round. Fantastic play coming out from him.
It's only a mistake if somebody else capitalizes off it.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of gaps and smokes. Oh, is Devil about to push into his death? I don't think he is. Looking like he's going to be a bit more passive. Twanu on the AWP. Again, he gets 2 kills in that round. So I do think he's having more of an impact. If anything, they don't have Existence up the top anymore. The only reason I've said Devil's name in this game so far is to mention that he's bought an MP9 about 4 times. Other than that, we've not seen much from him. Maniac's had a moment. That's a lovely shot from Twanu. You can hold the angle all you want, Sixer. Twanu's taking that fight and taking control of Plat. Now, this is something I wanted to see. Still not playing the most aggressive style, but looking like he is going to go back for more. And then you see it, a rotation over. They put a player deeper into the A site, 1 man over in the connector, and they're playing a bit more of a gamble play. The problem is it's coming in the last round of the half, and you think, okay, if this now works, why didn't you try it earlier? But let's see if it does work. There's still 4 players standing, 6 is the one that's been lost. And they're going to go just pushing into this A site, but already 4 players are here. They've left Twanu as the lone survivor on that B site. Let's see if they can hold on. XMS brings it back to a 4v4 very quickly, looking for more, but actually both players will be going down in a matter of seconds. It's going to be Twanu and Alex to try and hold on. Alex's position is good, already managing to turn the tide once again, but Scream will finish him and leave it onto Twanu. Goes for a crazy flick, not going to hit the shot. The bomb, it's going to go down. There's only a matter of seconds left. If he can find one of these picks, he'll isolate it. Just going to go running to try and catch Scream. Goes with the pistol, and Scream will finish him 13-2. One of the most, if not the most dominating halves we've seen. The only other one, well, no, it was actually this again. It was EnVy absolutely spanking Space Soldiers. What was it? It was 13-2 again, wasn't it? They won the pistol in the last round of the half. And that was what happens with Space Soldiers. They've just done another 13-2. Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely shouldn't play them on Cobble.
No, exactly. And yeah, I just don't know what to say, really. I mean, this is just lackluster performance coming out from LDLC. Maniac has been their standout player throughout the tournament, but standout, he's on top with 10 frags, so...
And Devil's right at the bottom. New boy back in the team, and well, not back in at LDLC, I suppose. Just not this LDLC. Either way, it is scary. It is scary how well they're actually doing on Cobble. Now, I don't think that LDLC should ever ban Cobble. I don't disagree with this map being played. The thing that they're going to be kicking themselves for is they've won Inferno, they go on to Overpass, which is their map pick, and they lose that. It's almost as if EnVy went, okay, we've given you a chance.
Yeah.
You didn't take the chance. Now we're going to destroy you. Either way, T-side now comes in. A pistol is more than necessary. They have to win the pistol. Alex looking for that opening kill. Tries to find it. It's actually RPK once again. Maniac will be able to turn things. And now it's left on Scream. Tapping away. So many targets to find. Does manage to take one. Happy in the back lines. Gets another. Peeks out towards Existence. Hits the headshot. And now Alex is the last hope for LDLC. Can he give them a little lifeline? No, he can't. Happy picks up 3 kills from the chicken coop. And LDLC will have to force buy. There's no choice.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's 14-2. Losing that pistol round is basically the final nail in the coffin.
I feel pretty good wearing blue right now.
Yeah,
I'm now part of the boys in blue.
Welcome.
Well, you're wearing white.
But I'm blue.
Dabba-dee, dabba-da.
You know me, Eiffel 65.
I'm happy you got that one. If you didn't get that one, I would have been very unhappy. Full SMGs, though. Now, EnVy, this is something they love to do. They are pretty good with them, to be fair. And if they utilize in the right way, they can work wonderfully. Deagle's on the other side. Alex he's joined the meta. P250.
They're using them the right way, though. You can see across the board they're playing really close angles.
Except XMS.
Yeah, except XMS. But yeah.
Just challenge a long plat, you know. Alex, here we go, though. This is the problem they had before, where players are able to sneak through. Happy seems aware, but he'll still lose his life, and now they're able to sort of get that flank in from behind. Can Maniac do anything here? Spamming away. Doesn't, but Tuanu will. Push back in from RPK, though. Gets one, looks for a second, and a third. Well, I think one of them was stolen by Sixer, but either way, it is going to be 15-2. RPK sits 21-8, but they're nowhere near lagging behind, and well, we could be about to witness the most dominating victory of the whole tournament in the final map of the whole thing. Of course, EnVy now 1 round away from getting over to sunny Mykonos through the qualification as well. They're the only team who needed to qualify. And it looks like they're about to do it in style. Aggression from Happy. Is actually going to be Molotov'd off. Force back, but here comes the smoke setup from this T side. Actually, is this going to be an elaborate fake? But there's already a player waiting. Sixer has spotted everything. He's going to drop the bomb. XMS finds another as well. And this is all but over. LDLC tried to throw something spicy into the mix right at the end. We'll throw all those smokes in. We'll fall back, but it doesn't matter. EnVy wins.